Today we're talking about the most walkable neighborhoods in Spokane. According to me, there are websites that have opinions that I think are wrong. They would tell you that living in places like downtown Spokane is the most walkable place to live. But if you're going to live in downtown Spokane, you're likely not going to own your home. And two, good luck going to the grocery store because there's basically nothing down there besides shopping at Nike or Apple or things like that. So let's check out the actual residential neighborhoods where you could walk out your front door and go get some coffee, go to a restaurant. Your kids could be walking distance to school and things like that. So here we go. The first neighborhood is the one that I actually grew up in here on the South Hill. I'm at 37th and Grand. So now this neighborhood technically falls under the Comstock neighborhood. I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit. I'm thinking 29th Avenue to the south, 44th to the north, Perry to the east, and Bernard to the west. Now this little pocket here is great because there are so many local amenities in the neighborhood. You have Wayne at Manito Automotive here. I know the mechanic's name. He fixed my car when I was a 16-year-old and damaging it all the time. Remedy Restaurant, there's a Starbucks here. You are incredibly walkable to Jefferson Elementary, Sacagawea. Both of those are brand new schools. I went to the old version. Now kids today get the brand new version. You have local coffee like Thomas Hammer and a new small one that's actually going in at the 29th Shopping Center. Bottle Bay Brewing, handful of awesome restaurants, your local dentist, your gas station, the Rocket Market, which we have featured before, and now you're actually going to have a giant gym here in the old Albertsons. I used to walk down my alley to this Albertsons and grab a couple of things from the grocery store for my mom all the time. Now it's a really big eyesore, but soon it's going to be a huge Move Fitness gym. You have another gym option here on the South Hill as well. So I just know as a kid, this spot is so central. It's very flat when you're up here. There's always a big fear of coming up to the South Hill because in the wintertime, because of the steep slopes, the steep hills coming up from downtown. Once you're up here, though, and you don't really have a reason to leave, it's so easy to get around. I could bike from my house at 38th and Grand all the way down to Manito or Comstock Park and hang out with my friends down there. And so if you're an active family that likes to get out and walk or bike, you can visit all of the parks here on the South Hill with ease. So this is the little bit more affordable pocket that we're going to be looking at today. You can find a smaller, older home. Most of these are 1950s bungalows. You can find a smaller 2-bed, 1-bath for $350,000 up to about $500, $550 on the very high end, on the very nice end, and that's a 4-bed, 2-bath. If you work your way closer to Comstock, you're going to find some bigger rancher-style homes that have sold recently in the $600,000 to $700,000 range. So there's really a good range for everybody. All right, we're going to move on to some more spots here on the South Hill because this is one of the most walkable areas in all of Spokane. So the next spot for me is going to be getting into the Manito neighborhood. And so I'm here right outside of Wilson Elementary School. And so the amazing part about this neighborhood is, one, this is an amazing elementary school. It's one of the highest rated in School District 81. But then you are basically halfway in between Comstock Park up to the north, or the south of us just a little bit. And then Manito Park is a very easy walk from here. I am on 25th. That'll lead me basically to Upper Manito. And so if you live on 21st, that brings you right to the Japanese Gardens. That's a really high-end street right there. But you can go from basically 29th is where I'll give this neighborhood. I mean, if you lived anywhere around Comstock, you have a very, very nice house. It's $800,000 plus easily. If you live in this neighborhood down here on 25th off of Lincoln, you can get into this neighborhood on the low end, $450 for a kind of a fixer-upper. But you're generally going to be somewhere between like $550 and $700. Homes are a little bit older in this neighborhood, craftsman-style homes, built a little bit earlier. But there's a lot more money in this neighborhood, and a lot of homes have been really well taken care of. You have other aspects of this neighborhood that are just family staples. Scoop Ice Cream has been here basically my entire life and is a strong staple in the Spokane community. If you live a little bit north of here, down the hill, your grocery store is right there. So you have Rose Hours, and then Benedito's Pizza, excellent pizza place. Root is a vegan restaurant down there that's just very good. And then the Huckleberry's Market is another grocery. It's like a nicer organic grocery store, but you got to check out the deli there. Even if you don't spend a lot of money on groceries there, because it will be more expensive and you're gonna get all organic stuff, check out the deli. You can go on the weekends and get a massive omelet like the size of your head, with like all the fixings. It's more than enough food for 2 people, and it's like $11 or something. The deli is really good and totally worth checking out. But one of the best parts about this neighborhood, just similar to Manito Boulevard, is how many trees. This is an older neighborhood. It's so mature, and it's just the tree-lined streets are something that it just is one of the best parts about this neighborhood compared to any other area that can't compete with this. So that just makes the walkability even better. You are just a very short distance from the bluff where there's a ton of hiking and stuff like that too. So in regards to, again, easy amenities, very relaxed area to walk around, easy to get to parks and schools from here as well. The only thing to factor is that it is a little bit of a hill here, so coming back up can be a little bit tiring, but in the summertime, it's not too bad. All right, so if you made it around this far, we're about to talk about our third spot here on the South Hill. If you're a local watching this video, what do you think so far? Is the South Hill the most walkable area in Spokane? Or do you have another idea? We're going to hit a couple on the north side here, but leave a comment down below for the people that don't know the layout of Spokane as well. Where are the most walkable areas? In your opinion, where would you move if you wanted to be able to just kind of walk out your front door and find some entertainment? So right now we're in the Perry district. We're on the east side of the South Hill, and this neighborhood is awesome for things like right back here. You have little boutiques. There's a small little barber shop there. You have the Perry Street Brewing Company. There's a small little bookstore right here in this house. And so you just have those quirky little small businesses that are so awesome. And so there's a couple new ones going in here. These buildings here have been vacant for a long time, kind of an eyesore. But now we're getting there's a wine bar that just opened up here. And then there's a new Mexican fusion restaurant, I believe, going in right there. So we'll keep you updated on that. You have South Perry Pizza right over here. I'm filming this early July. Their peach prosciutto pizza should be coming out very soon. It is to die for. But they get fresh peaches from Green Bluff up north. So make sure to check that out. But then the other giant big thing about the Perry District is that you have the Perry Street Farmers Market. It's not going on today, but right here on 10th Avenue, 10th Avenue gets shut down right here. And you would have a farmer's market every single Thursday that you could walk down to. And then they actually do a Perry Street fair as well, where they close down all of Perry Street and do a festival each year. So, very cool community to live in, older homes here, wider range of prices as well, could be anywhere from the mid threes all the way up to the over 6-7 range, just depending on how big of a house it is, how much updates have been done, things like that. So to me, this feels like the most Portland-like neighborhood of Spokane. Has a bunch of small businesses, very walkable, cool older homes. So if that would fit you, this is definitely a neighborhood to check out. So if you go on some of these websites that rank walkability, most Spokane neighborhoods actually rank pretty low. And I think it's because we just don't have a high urban lifestyle where you can, where there's more condos and apartments and everything is close in. That just doesn't exist much here, except if you are in Kendall Yards. But it's somewhere like Kendall Yards isn't even a registered official neighborhood in Spokane. And so a place like these online walkability score websites, they're not going to even count Kendall Yards because technically it's part of West Central. It's not even its own neighborhood. So that's why we got to make videos like this with locals, somebody that's lived here for a long time to let you know the truth, because most of these neighborhoods that we're talking about aren't even going to be registered on those websites. And I forgot to mention that here in the Perry District, you have Grant Elementary right behind me, and there's a huge park as well. So there is a park in this neighborhood, tennis courts, things like that. So again, just a nice thing to be able to have within walking distance of most of the houses here. Big grass field to take your dog to, kids to, things like that. All right, lastly is the Audubon Down River neighborhood. Now, I'm partial. Many of you know I live in this neighborhood, but I live in it because it's so walkable. I grew up on the South Hill, got used to that, and wanted to find a similar spot. And so when I moved up to Northwest Spokane, this neighborhood had all that walkability that I was looking for. From my house, you can easily walk to Audubon Park, Finch Elementary right up there when I have kids in the picture. But you have Little Garden Cafe. I go to visit that coffee shop all the time. Flying Go Pizza and Downriver Grill on the other side of the Downriver neighborhood. And it's just very comfortable to just get out and walk around. There's not only Audubon Park, but there's also a smaller one called Webster Park, just a few blocks up the road here. And so, again, it just has all the amenities, You're very close to the schools here. If you live on the other side of Driscoll, it's pretty easy to walk to Gary Middle School and Shadle High School, and then you're actually closer to the grocery store Safeway as well. That's my only complaint, is that you can't walk to a grocery store around here. You're definitely going to drive to the Safeway that's up on Wellesley. But after meeting many of you that are moving here from much bigger cities, that's a pretty foolish complaint, knowing that I have to drive 2 minutes to the grocery store. So those were my 5 spots for the most walkable areas. Like I said, if you're local here, please leave a comment down below if you live in a very walkable neighborhood that I didn't mention here, and let me know out of the 5 which one is your favorite. So if you don't know who I am Haydn Halsted, your local real estate resource here in Spokane, Washington, making videos just like this every single week to help you decide where to buy, sell, invest in real estate in the Spokane area. If you would like some more help, some more information, you can call, text, email anytime, or use the link down below in the description to schedule a meeting on my calendar at a time that's convenient for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.